It shows off. They end up getting a goal in the first 30 seconds.
Early goal helps a significant portion. To understate the obvious, you get some breathing room, you have some space to work with, but now back the other way, wasting no time. LJG looking for what they can find, but they're stopped about where they stand. Not a heck of a lot doing on that bit of offense, and again, you're seeing offensive pressure already created for Team 1, wasting no time getting in the front court, or the front zone, and turning more pressure into dangerous plays. That straight down shot opportunity, it goes high. Raid missed on an open net. That's one that'll cost you.
I wanted him to get that extra touch so bad from that backboard. What a read here, but Raid doesn't find the contact. Team 1 just pulling out all the stops. Another follow-up off the corner. Team 2 trying to manage their defense, get back in those rotations. A good beat out here by XZ. He possibly falls on it, but back onto the blue half for only just a short period of time.
I said they were coming out of the gate swinging. It's apparently with a corked bat. They are on something here in the first minute and change in our game 1 of 5. Best of 5, by the way, first to 3 for any of these teams. We don't play the full set regardless of the score, and we may not have to, at least not all that quickly. Another miss, though, a missed opportunity. Sith follows up, but that one's saved by Zilly, and very, very narrow margins for error here for Team 2.
Luckily, they're holding on just long enough. Great save by Sith off the back wall. This one, Raid gets beat out. Team 2 looking for potential. No contact. Beat there. The shot indeed on target. And Bill Pickles with both goal 1 and goal 2 for Team 1.
Oh, give a scholarship already. Our combine's over. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Bill Pickles is going to take the cake in this one. 2 minutes gone, 2 goals as well, and it seems like they're off to a fairly rockin' start. They have had some help, especially on that one. A little bit of a late challenge, ends up with them demoed rather than the ball challenged. But it is still a goal and a 2-0 lead as it stands. Could be changed, but Sith denies that one. Good defense on the back line.
You know, I give big credit to Bill Pickles because you're not forgetting his name. Like, he's making himself known just with his name. So,
Honestly.
you know, huge shout out to the naming convention, because that name is going to be remembered forever if he's able to keep up the pressure for Team 1. Raid, unfortunately, a miss there, but who is it? Bill Pickles with the hat trick. 3 goals for Team 1.
I gotta say, really good situational awareness. Raid doesn't really miss as much as they intentionally avoid the ball, or they just unintentionally backflip and it doesn't look great. But we'll say they intentionally backflip to get out of the way, because they were not in a great position, they didn't have good shot opportunities, and maybe they knew their teammate was behind them. Unfortunately, we don't have comms, so we're only going to presume they did the 200 IQ idea of get the heck out of the way, let my teammate follow up, because he's already got 2 goals, let him have 3. Does work, almost 4 here for Bill Pickles, but no double tap, that'll be sent away.
Team 2 struggling to get this ball still out of their half. That's been the entire story of this game number 1 in this best of 5. Sith off the sidewall. Raid the follow-up in Team 1. They are cooking.
Very much so. And it doesn't seem like Team 2 has all that much of a response. The difficult position for them has been clearing the zone. I said this in the first 30 seconds. I will say that in the most recent 30 seconds since we surpassed halftime. The problem for them is getting the ball out of their own half. And when they do, very temporarily, it doesn't stay there. Let's see. We started about 1:58. That's when this ball entered the Team 1 zone. When does it get cleared? Keep that timer in mind, because that continuous offensive pressure lasted 9 seconds. And just like that, we're back to the offensive zone for Team 1.
Ooh, pass here, good block. This will keep the ball in the midfield for Bill Pickles to pick up. He'll get demoed for his efforts. LJG, again, more pressure, more 50s coming from Team 1. A demo here, sipped up the sidewall, tries to get the follow-up, but XZ manages to find the save and a clear for Team 2. A lot of demos coming out late in this one, but I just don't know if Team 2 can manage to find enough goals when Bill Pickles reads yet another one.
No way he gets a ground pinch off of this. He hits it off the ceiling and the back wall just to follow up and barely use any boost. It was like he planned that from the start, not using barely any after he hit the ball. And then he's like, oh yeah, I'll just fall into a ground pinch. No problem. 4 goals for this guy. This is insane. And it doesn't seem like it's all that taxing for him either. Calm as a cucumber. And it seems like, or cool as a cucumber, I believe is how the saying goes, and it's worth it.
Well, I'm just overall impressed. We said We're watching some high school Rocket League today, and they're bringing out all the stops early on. You know, bloodbath of a game one. Team two still searching for their first goal. Not that many shots, even for the team two side to begin with. Time is ticking, and I think team one, really, they have this game one under control as much as possible.
Yeah, senior as well for Bill Pickle. He is a senior. And I gotta say, Team 1, off the bat, taking advantage of their team's seniority, at least some previous experience in the high school scene. And at this juncture, I've also done some expert deducing and realized that not only is Bill Pickles with the OHVA tag, but so is Sith and Destroyer Cab. So we said some of these teams are randomly organized. Sometimes you can get a little lucky in one of these showcases.
So you think they're all from the same school or team, but a little bit split up.
Two of the 3-on-1 team, and then Destroyer Cab on the other is kind of like, wait, my team's doing so well. Why did I have to be over here? Yeah, it's understandable. It's also a very good win for Team 1 off the bat. 5-0 first start, gotta say, coming out of the gate swinging. It's looking pretty good for them, all things considered. Bill Pickles, 4-0-0, not needing to play all that much defense, while Sith picks up a Savior medal, and all 4 of Bill Pickles' goals were assisted.
Yeah, that's great teamwork across the entire board. I mean, 14 shots to 5, only 4 saves on Team 2. They really could not stop the pressure coming out of Bill Pickles. We mentioned he's a senior, probably someone who tends to be the captain, that on that end of the field, he really pushed the momentum as soon as Team 1 got it, and he kept his team in very high spirits.
Yeah, not only that, but allowing them to control a lot of the pitch. I was talking about the offensive zone time for Team 2. It just wasn't there. It's because of the consistent and proper rotations from Team 1. Not allowing themselves to be caught too far forward. Any counterattacks were quickly and swiftly met by strong defense. There were maybe 2 bits of offensive pressure where I was remotely concerned for Team 1, and even then those were fairly handedly put away by an extra defender courteously sitting in the back of the net. They played very well on basically all fronts. They had good passing plays, especially in a combine like this where maybe you don't have that same level of team cohesion as you would in a more organized setting. Gotta say, very impressed by all 3 of those members. On the other side, Team 2, having some problems early, yes, but maybe it's just a warm-up. Again, these players have very sparsely played with one another. Maybe they just need that extra time to gather themselves. It's a best of 5 for a reason. We're not playing BO1s in Rocket League because 5 minutes could determine your future, and we don't want that.
No, but we'll certainly have to see if Team 2 in Game 2 can find a way to score. Because right now, again, the goal differential 5-0 is a lot to swallow. Is it going to be just Team 1 is built that much different? Is Bill Pickles really the facilitator for all things crazy on this Team 1 side? I mean, I guess it is, but still wonderful catch here by Raid from Sith. I mean, look at this team play, and they have only been playing now for 5 minutes together.
And not only that, but Sith ends up passing the ball away, or Raid ends up passing the ball away to Bill Pickles, and then gets a bump on a retreating defender. That, I gotta say, is a pretty clean showing on a start like that off the kickoff. Raid now off the ceiling, uses his flip late. Bill Pickles, this looks like a show off, not a show match. And Team 1 taking full advantage. That is nasty from Raid.
Wow. Wow. Apparently Team 1 did sign up as a trio, and Team 2 were all solo signups that were matched together. So potentially a little bit more team play with this group than anticipated, but still the level and complexity of most of the plays they are making is that of a, you know, just well thought out team. I'm used to comparing it to college level, and at this point most of them are probably near that college level. So certainly showing all of the correct recipe kind of for success in this one.
Offensive zone time again. I may or may not be keeping a stopwatch tally of how often Team 2 keeps it in the offensive side because they need more of it, and they will off a goal. The longest spurt of offensive time they had in 2 games combined. 13 consecutive seconds. Turns into a goal. And just like that, Team 2 finally breaks that 0-goal streak.
But they're already down by 3 when that first
That's
goal
true.
comes. In the first 45 seconds. I mean, huge shout outs for them to make the jump, make a good play, get the bump as well to allow for that first goal, but they're already down by a couple, and that's not where you want to be at this point in the game. XZ trying to keep it upfield for Team 2. We'll see how long that lasts. A short cab, 1 touch here. This one. Another 50. Bill Pickles in midfield sending this one up to Sith. Sith trying to get the pass. It gets a little bit too deflected, and for now Team 1 will have to retreat as Team 2 hopes to get some offense going. Flip reset here. It ends up being 50 to no follow-up. Back towards the other end it goes, and a lot of mechanics. They're coming out to play. They're opening up plays, and Bill Pickles adds 1 more to the board.
Sith reorients their car, flip reset into a pass. Raid was trying to look for the style points, doesn't find it, and then Bill Pickles is just there to follow up. Raid was doing a little bit more than they needed to, but it worked in the end of the day. Team 1 up 4-1. And doesn't seem like it's going to stop any time soon. Zilly, just narrowly misses that opportunity. Could have been a return kickoff goal, but does not come through. Sith now over 1. Follow up off a second. Bill Pickles doesn't even need to touch it. The fake more than enough. 5-1 in just 100 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know what much more else to say other than this Team 1 is built different. I don't think we'll get to see them again throughout the rest of the day, but
Nope.
certainly if any of the coaches, managers in the background, their games are still played, their scores are probably tallied, I would certainly want to see how well this team does throughout the day. If they consistently kind of become undefeated, if they have struggles with another team that we see on the pitch, but what we've seen out of them so far is near flawless at the level of play that they're at right now.
Okay. I think it's about that time in the game where it is a time to hot take. You ready for this?
Oh yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
so
Give it to me.
in traditional sports, discount the casting for the next 30 seconds, but in traditional sports there are collegiate showcases, just as there are here in our Rocket League event right now. The one caveat with those is you will either have full team signups or you will have individual signups, and then teams are randomly parsed together like we originally thought they were. Our mistake, by the way. However, nice goal, Bill Pickles. Makes it a Brazil. But the problem with that is, let's say that you have said individuals signing up, and you are all GC players, and then you are playing against all GC players who are on a team. That kind of makes it a little bit of an unfair advantage towards one side. So, if you are watching this as a high school or collegiate or even professional manager, and thinking to yourself, wow, Team 1 is absolutely dusting down Team 2. Yes, you're right. However, Team 1 came into this as a full squad. So, keep that in mind maybe when making some recruiting decisions down the line, because there's that slight advantage that they get coming into the event.
Yeah, I'd agree. Again, that's why I made the comment to see how they do throughout the day today against every single game that they play. You know, I'm kind of curious if they keep up, like I said, this kind of dominant streak with everyone they face. But, I mean, all the fundamentals are there. I don't know. We're probably looking at least GC2.
Yeah.
I would have to say. Who knows? Maybe more, maybe less. Of course, we don't have access to that information, but maybe you guys in the background do. But wonderful job. Still, Team 1 showing off what they are capable of as a team. And Team 2 will just kind of need to ride out the game. Oh, man, that's so pretty. If only it was executed.
So your guess was GC2. As of right now, Bill Pickles is GC1 Div 4, or the top 0.7% of all players. That's in 2v2s. In 3v3, he's just shy of GC at Champ 3 Div 2. Shout out Rocket League Tracker on that one for quickly feeding me that information. But this is about as high of a level as you're going to see in the high school sphere, especially going into college. There are very few SSLs graduating high school this year. I know, because I was Champ 2 for 4 years. All of it was high school.
Honestly, I'd have to argue that I think Bill Pickles could be much better than his GC1 Div 4, depending on how often he grinds and if he has a, consistent 3 stack when he plays. As someone who peaked at GC2, I think he has better mechanics than me. So, I
Sith
think
actually peaked at GC2.
I see the mechanics. I mean, I've seen the entire team very mechanically blessed on the side of things, but that kind of never was my jam. Fortunate miss there, but 30 seconds left. Team 1 looking to possibly bring a little bit more fireworks to end out this one. Team 2 did manage to get a goal this game. They weren't able to do so last game, so good work on their side for finding a really nice bump play into a pass earlier. Great touch here. Raid thins the needle. Good job.
So, after some expert sleuthing, and by that I mean just looking at Rocket League Tracker, I've determined that Bill Pickles and Sith are GC1 and GC2 respectively. Everybody else is currently Champ 2, other than Zilly, who is Champ 3 with a peak in GC1. So, all in all, pretty high level, especially considering Champ is much better than it used to be. If I told you I was Champ 2 years ago, you'd laugh at me. If I told you I was Champ now, you'd also probably still laugh at me. But, I gotta say, this skill level plus the teams being fully cohesive on the Team 1 side versus individual signups on the Team 2 side, the fact that they scored a goal here is pretty impressive against two mid-level GCs that should arguably be higher, as Chicks has said. And the fact that they are playing still collectively as a team on their offensive side is really nice to see. But something we need to see more because they're not getting enough offensive zone time. That's the problem when playing individual. You don't have the same rotations in your defense. It hurts you on your offense. It's a whole host of problems. Unfortunately, not problems they may be able to solve here. But luckily, this is the only team that we will see twice. So Team 2 will play at the end of today's showings, albeit that's in like an hour. But we have 3 best of 5s. We have a gap in between Team 2 playing. They'll play at the end, see maybe what they've learned in their second game of play. They need to, because this has to improve.
Yeah, I would certainly say the showing that they're having right now is not working out in their favor, which is why combines are a blessing and a curse, depending on how you're feeling on the day. It also only shows a snapshot, of course, of the players. We've seen even at the professional level, we know players that can do really, really well, but have just really awful days and are not showing what they can bring to the table. So this is a snapshot if they're feeling good, that they're showing what they're capable of, that they have those sort of fundamentals on the field, and we'll see if it can translate later into the day into kind of winning out series, either adapting on the fly as they go on, since Team 2, no matter what, is certainly learning a very vital lesson right now about some of the level of play that may be just above them.
Hey, all I'm saying is that if you compare this current combine to a traditional sports combine, you can say, oh yeah, hey, have the worst combine of your life, show terribly, but play regularly fairly well. I just Googled, hey, who had a famously bad NFL combine? First answer, Tom Brady. I think he was pretty good. I'm no NFL expert, but he did fairly well for himself, so don't take this worth any more than maybe a little bit of a grain of salt. If you were planning on recruiting somebody and they do well here, follow up on it. If you weren't, and you think they're doing poorly here, maybe follow up on them as well. All I'm saying, there's a little more than meets the eye in a single best of 5.
Absolutely. Well, that being said, Team 1 got off to that early kickoff lead. Sith managing to just beat out the entire defense on his own. LJ comes out on top. Manages to find a W there. Zilly, the corner, gets one touch out of Booze. Can't follow up. Sith upfield. Great touch back. Is there going to be a block here? Oh, can't manage to find it, but Sith will take his time, and Team 1 just playing a very patient game number 3.
Now they're understanding that working individually helps, but everybody can have mechanical skill at one point in their career. Playing more as a team, especially in a scenario like this, helps your, we'll say, draft prospects much better. Like a passing play like that, even better saved by Zilly, keeps it away just narrowly from what would have been a clip-level goal. But for the first 90 seconds, the damage has been reduced, albeit not completely avoided, but reduced for the time being. That shot just wide will keep it at 1-0.
Raid here gets the 50 win. Double commit by Team 2 works out in their favor. It'll pop up on the blue half. Sith taking his time. Will get the side wall. Gets the follow-up. Runs out of boost.
No way.
There's a demo. by the one and the only Bill Pickles.
Watch the boost numbers for Bill Pickles here. Bill Pickles is at 60 right about now. He picks up some mid boost pads and goes screaming towards the defender. Like, hey, I can't really influence this ball because of how quickly it's dropping. My teammate's out of boost. They can't do a dang thing about it. Let me just, I don't know, remove the problem. Who says you have to find a solution when the problem no longer exists? Maybe that is the solution. Genius move by Bill Pickles. 2-0 Team 1. And, again, looking great off the bat.
We'll pop up here. Sith trying to find a way to get it down. Needs a better touch there. Zilly. One end of the field to the other. Tries to put it in the corner. Bill Pickles, a very nice save off the sidewall. Rada miss. Bill Pickle. Sith, both of them screaming on through. The touch off the back wall doesn't fall. And now 2.5 remaining halfway through game number 3. And Team 1 only has a 2-goal lead.
I love how we're saying only has a 2-goal lead because that's actually a talking point at this point. Shows you the skill level of Team 1 and what we've come to expect from them in just 2 short games. Sith clears his own, makes sure that their defense is not any more perturbed than they need to be. Unfortunately, that ball dropping right in front of the net. What does Sith do with it? They end up bellying it forward, off the back wall, but nothing more with it. Seems like Team 2 will clear properly.
Yeah, really nice touch there by Zilly. Again, who's made some pretty impactful plays, and I believe the only goal, or at least assisted in the only goal that his team has made. Bump here, Zilly back on the ball. A little bit too tough of a touch will demo Raid, who finds the follow-up. Good patience by LJG. Follow-up, a bump. Bill Pickles to take it away in midfield, and just stalling here is Team 1. Team 2 still not able to break really aggressively in that offensive half.
So after some abridged Googling, OHVA, the abbreviation for the team club for Bill Pickles, Sith, and Destroyer Cab, is the Ohio Virtual Academy. So if any recruiters are out there wanting to go look for Rocket League players, they're not in person, but they are at a virtual academy out in Ohio, so keep an eye out for them because they are looking pretty good all around. Destroyer Cab has had a pretty decent influence. This one, surprisingly, not influenced the goal at all, playing some pretty staunch defense. The rest of their team just follows up with a quick counterattack. Zilly able to help, and LJG to send it home. We're back to a 1-goal game.
Ohio has some serious Rocket League talent, I gotta say. This is my first time around a collegiate kind of combine or play or one at the high school level, and Ohio has some talent. Michigan has some talent too. Some serious schools bringing some incredible Rocket League experience behind them. Great save by Sith here. This one, Zilly shot. Does Sith get to it? Just pokes it away. Destroyer looking to follow up for Team 2. They can feel it. Shot comes through. Too slow. Follow up by Destroyer. Cap still denied by Sith, who has just been an absolute brick wall on that goal line. Raid back wall. Demo here. Miss. Follow up. Is that one on? It bounces off the post and out by Sith. That could be a difference maker if Team 2 can penalize here. They're racing. The shot comes through. The save by Raid, and Bill Pickles out into the corner to keep this one away.
The most action-packed 18 seconds of the entire best of 5 may come in the dwindling moments of Team 2's chances of bringing it back. So close yet so far off the post on both sides. Ironically enough, Team 1 are the ones to send it off of both posts, but it's to save on one side and to just narrowly miss on the other. Regardless, barring miracles, it will not happen. 3-0 Team 1 here in our first best of 5 of the day. Team 2, in that final game, so close yet unfortunately so far. The fourth defender ends up helping, and then 8 seconds later hurting them and sends them away.
Yeah, really great showing overall by Team 1, but huge shout-outs to Team 2 as well, because they got so much closer by the end of that series. It was a one-goal difference. They made the changes. They almost found an overtime. So really, shout-outs to the entire players. And sometimes it's their first time being streamed. They know they're on Twitch. They can get a little nervous. Not all of them have tournament experience. So great overall showing to the 6 players that we saw on the field.
Hey, they improved, and in only 15 short minutes of Rocket League, that's what we were looking for from them. Remember, this is the only team we will see twice, so if you're really looking to see how they improve, stick around for the next 45 minutes or so. We've got 2 more best of 5s here in our 2024 Collegiate Combine, brought to you by Stride Esports. 2 more best of 5s, our first of those after this break.